Hey guys, this is my first add-on tutorial and it's going to be on Xperl unit frames. Basically here it is in my add-on list. There's quite a lot there, there's about 15, just enable them all and log in. Make sure you load out any out-of-date add-ons. It shouldn't be out of date if you've updated them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with a fresh Xperl interface, and I'm just going to customize it to how I like it in the radar, and then show you guys how to do the same. Obviously customize it to your own ends, but it'll show you basically how to do everything with it. So when you log in, look very small, your buffs are all underneath there, you'll notice, instead of in the top right. If you look on your minimap, there should be a little white ball with a background. Just left click it, brings up this. Looks very daunting, of course. So here, if you show up here, it shows now your pets. Gotta try and grab that, there we go. That's your pet health bars and your pet's target. Obviously if you click yourself, you target, and there's your target up target. I'm just going to move these down here for the moment. I'll come back to them in a minute. So basically, straight off, we've got the global settings. This is just your general settings for everything. It shows AFK flag on anyone. So for instance, if I /AFK, it should, there, look, you see it comes up grey. We've got all, no, not AFK. So we'd like to show that in case anyone goes AFK in a raid. We've got show ready check. Put a big tick next to everyone's name. Most of these are quite self-explanatory. Full screen warnings here. Low HP at 30%, these little blue numbers, the actual percent of health. So we'll call low HP 28 there, and high HP would be 62. So here we've got the background bar texture. It's just little colour settings that people like. We've got debuffs, highlight the entire frame or small part of the frame. We have aggro highlights, hot dots, shield, range, filters, everything. These are just global settings of the general interface. Straight off into player. There is quite a lot of player settings. The first one, I told you at the start, the buffs there underneath. I don't prefer that, so I'm going to switch them over here, back to the usual place. You've got the 3D portrait, depending on how good your computer is. I'm just going to rescale this actual player frame because it's quite small. Get the width there. Lovely. Right. Make it a bit bigger, more in your sight, so you know what's going on. We've got your cast bar. For instance, I'll just cast Army of the Dead. If you watch, comes up there. It's not for most players. I'm going to show a better add-on later in the week about casting. You've got your player level, class. You've got an XP bar if you're leveling. Very nice. All kinds of things. Energy. You've got your combo points to put on, runes. The healer mode option there, it is quite good for healing because it shows 0 out of 400 damage. But I prefer this way. It all depends. Mess around with it, customize it. Here we've got your pet options. It's very similar to the player and the target, so I'm just going to move straight onto the target. Right, so as I said before, I moved my target down here. Push it along just so we can see. This is my target here, and this is my target of target, which is me. So all I'm going to do is, here's target is target. I'm going to change that off. Lovely. We've got target portrait, if you want it 3D or if you actually want the image in there altogether. You can take it out. We've got threat. I don't like threat. It looks like a little bit of a speedometer. It's a bit silly. I prefer Roman. We've got the cast bar mana, talents. I think it's a bit laggy on your computer if you put everything up, but it's all up to you. We've got the elite graphic instead of just text saying it's elite. It's very good and more visual. Big debuffs, if you prefer that, or if you even prefer the buffs or the debuffs on it altogether, you can change that. We've got the focus, very similar again. If you focus on the target, we can move this to a similar place, and you focus target as well. I do this sort of interface in Raid because this would be the boss and this would be me, and if I'm healing I'd focus the boss and the tank at the same time. It's quite good. I'm going to move straight into party. So here's your party interface and where it'll be. You might want to make it a little bit bigger if you prefer that. You've got everything. There's always a lot of settings, so just prepare to mess around with them a little bit. Party buff, you don't really need to see them unless maybe you're a priest and you want to know who's not got your buffs. Oh, and it shows in a raid actually, I'll explain later. If you hover over one of the buffs and someone's not got it, it will actually list who hasn't got that buff. 3D portraits, threat again there, cast bars, player levels, all range indicators and everything. It's very, oh yeah, here we go. Show party and raid. I'd untick that because when you're in a raid group, the party interface will hide, and this new one with all the groups will show. This will be where you position the groups as well. So when the party interface hides, these groups will appear. I'm going to switch to a raid interface in a minute anyway. I'm going to join a quick raid. So what's going to happen is, if we go on the raid options, basically we have, not in BGs, I don't prefer to see the raid interface in Battlegrounds anyway. You can show the raid's mana as well, instead of just the health, all buffs and debuffs. What it is here as well is the groups you can, because there's up to 9 or 10 groups in a raid, I filtered it down. Yeah, so just disable all, well, 6 to 10, because you only need to see the first 25 anyway. That's really it. You don't, unless you want to change the colours of everything. That's it. You can enable raid monitors to monitor classes. That's fine. But otherwise, I'm going to switch to a raid now, and you'll see it in action. Right, hey guys, this is me outside Torva on the Ice Watcher in VOA. Just thought I'd show you the raid interface now for Xperl. As you can see, this has changed. It's got pets here. I focused the other tank to see what kind of debuffs the other tank has, and okay, he's pulled a bit early. Yeah, showing what kind of debuffs he has. We swap on 4 here, by the way, just for any of you tankers. This is mainly just to show off Xperl. I'm not really doing this for the raid. As you can see, we've got all my runes here going on and off cooldown. All the debuffs on the target, including my Frost Fever and Blood Plague. What else do we have here? Here's the raid. All its health and mana. There you go, he's took off me in. Right, yeah, we have everyone. This is, I do find this one good for healers, but I'll explain grid as well in a later video. I'm going to show other elements as well of my interface in a different video, and I'm sure Sam's going to show you another video soon. Right, hope you found this all informative. Please comment, rate and subscribe.